Okay, take 4. Hey, everybody, I'm Dutch McAllister. You're watching a show about shows, episode number 17. 17 Magazine is just not for girls because the man who is the reader and a subscriber of such is one of our co-hosts. His name, Jordan Pierce Owens.
I'm tempted to make you do it take 5, but we'll just roll with it, baby. JPO back here, and the third man joining us here, as always. He's wearing aviator goggles for some reason. It's the Aviator, Dizzle.
Yeah. Well, you know, the aviator has to wear his goggles. So he's a steampunk. So
It'd be a great show.
It reminds me of, ever seen a movie where they're like, oh, we need a plane last second, and then like some crazy guy like him shows up, and you're like, I don't want to take that plane.
I'm in the plane. I'm always in the plane because I'm like B.A. Baracus. They just give me some milk and I go to sleep. So
Awesome reference that no one will get.
yes, they will. It's called the A-Team, my friend.
I know. Well, I know B.A. Baracus is
B.A. Baracus.
the remake of the movie with Bradley Cooper.
It was also the original Mr. T, also part of Rocky 3, if I'm not mistaken. So
As well as Hulk Hogan, and we do Pity the Fool. We got a fantastic show coming up for you.
yes, we do.
We're going to talk rom-coms. We're going to talk about some big old news popping up.
news and stuff. News and stuff. Don't you love news? We all love the news. And we also have a lot of films in review. We also
Deja Vu.
Yes.
Is it going to get bumped?
well, I think Deja Vu did get bumped. It will get put back on track. But we're going to also talk about our review. There was a lot of issues that took place during one of our movie screenings. We'll discuss that. But
What was more interesting, Child's Play or the behind the scenes of us at Child's Play? Stay tuned.
I think us, I don't know. The audience will have to figure this one out. But we're going to first go off the first movie on our list. We both saw it, Toy Story 4. It's basically a new toy called Forky joins Woody and the gang on a road trip alongside old ones and new ones and reveals how big the world can really be for a toy. We have voice talents of Tom Hanks, Tim Allen, Annie Potts, Tony Hale, the voice of Forky, Christina Hendricks, Gabby, Keenan Michael Key, and Jordan Peele, the stuffed animal ones they run into, and of course the big Keanu Reeves. Also Carl Weathers, if you almost forgot about Carl Weathers.
You can keep going if you want. Kristen Schaal. Mel Brooks was in it. Did you hear Mel Brooks for a second?
No, I did. I heard Don
Yep.
Rickles.
Don Rickles' archived voice as well. Blake Clark, who took over Jim Varney a couple movies ago.
Yeah,
You can keep
John
going, man.
Ratzenberger, he was in
Yeah,
there.
of course. Was he the pig?
Yeah, Ham.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hammy. So, but no. This one, I think, if you're going to stop, hopefully they will stop because this is the precipice.
Silly man.
I know I'm a silly guy, but this was the precipice of this movie. I mean, everything culminates to this point of Woody, finding out what he truly wants in life, and finally just going for it. With Forky alone is just funny. I love, I remind myself of a Forky a little bit. I think we all have a little bit of Forky.
Trash.
So I just found this one again. You forget what's animated, what's not animated sometimes because the animation gets very good. I mean, if you watch the road,
toys, Jim, you thought they were real?
No, I'm talking about the road and the surrounding environments. They just keep getting better, and Pixar is always there for it. And I just thought it was a good film, more than what I'm talking about. We'll talk more, but what's your thought process about it so far?
Forky said it best. This was trash. Said no one ever. No, this was, a lot of people were a little trepidatious about this because 3 ended on a very nice conclusion of a note too. That felt like, okay, we've now seen the chapter of these toys. When 4th was announced, people like me that have grown up with this literally since I was 5 years old, I'd say, give or take, were like, why you're doing a 4th just to do it? But they found a really good story here. They really did. It works. It's fantastic. You get Bo Peep from with Annie Potts back. You see a little bit of what happened to her while she wasn't in the last one. Tremendous tale of Woody here. I teared up maybe a little bit. I think more than you said you did.
Yeah, I teared it up in one spot.
I loved it. I knew I was in trouble though because I teared up during the Verizon commercial that played before it in the previews of the preview. So I know I was in trouble.
Oh my!
And yeah, this thing, like you said, it's beautiful, it's vibrant, it's funny too. A lot of people have been saying it's maybe the funniest of all four of them. Keanu Reeves, fantastic. Of course, Key and Peele, very good. Stay about halfway through the credits because they do a little bit of interception, little extra pieces where Key and Peele get to shine.
And you stay all the way to the very end too. You see something more.
You have to tell me off the air because I don't think I did.
Because if something shows up, the Pixar, you know how it always shows up with the Pixar and the lamp goes up and down. Something happens during that area you should watch. And Combat Carl shows back up. I was so worried about Combat Carl, so
The army guy?
Yeah, the army guy that he just shows up briefly and then he leaves. And I was like watching the show and I was like, is that all? Is that all they got Carl Weathers for? Like 3 lines and that was it? And the next thing he shows back up. But you just gotta wait until the very end to find out why. So, but no, watch it. I just, like I said, man, where did you cry? We're not ruining anything if we talk about crying. Was it toward the end or was it in the middle? I mean,
there's a couple times. Yeah, at the end, the conclusion with our loved Woody's character. It got to me. I for some reason, you could probably see it coming. I didn't necessarily see it. I just went along for the ride, and so when it finally happened, I was like, "That's where they're going with this," and it got me, man. It got me.
You know what got me was there's a scene with the Gabby girl, and she's with the lost child. That's where it got me. That scene actually made me tear up, and I was like, of all the scenes in the world, this one gets me. I mean, everything else, they were peppering in here and there. It was building up, but that scene right there, maybe I got more emotional on that one for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah, I did cry a little bit, not a lot, just a little whimper type of feel. But I'm going to tell you how many snowflakes I give this one. I am going to go with 4.5 snowflakes.
I'm not going to argue too much here. Maybe I'm just a harsher critic. I'm going to give it 4. If anything, the plot is kind of similar to some of the other plots. But like I said, I think it's still a very fantastic film worth checking out. I'm going to give it 4 snowy flakes.
Well, this next movie, we both went. I didn't finish it.
Also about a kid's toy.
Yeah, it's about a kid's toy. We have a theme this week, I think. Until then it gets beaten off the track with your other stuff. But Child's Play. A mother gives her 13-year-old son a toy doll for his birthday, unaware of its sinister nature. This one has I always screw up her first name. Aubrey Plaza, Mark Hamill, Gabriel Bateman, and Brian Tyree Henry, who I thought would be. I don't know how he played out because we'll discuss the aftermath. I want to hear what you thought about the movie. I only saw the first 25 minutes.
You haven't gone back?
I have not gone back.
Oh, okay. So really only I can review the film.
Yeah, that's what I said. I saw the first 25 minutes.
You can review your experience.
Yeah, but Brian Tyree Henry, it looked like he was going to be a pretty good influence in the film. And even Gabriel Bateman looks like he was a pretty good actor as well. So what? Tell me what you thought about it. And then I'll tell you what happened during our film because you were there. You saw some of this.
Did I see it?
You saw some, but just go ahead and let's go from there.
So as for the movie Child's Play, I liked it. It seems to know what it is. It's, as some people have said, it's not necessarily the most scariest thing, although there are some very visceral, kills here. So if you're looking for some gore, you get it here. But yeah, and they go a different way with Chucky. Instead of this time where he just wants to kill the kid, he's that toy that's starting to learn and pick up things, and now he loves the kid, and he just wants to protect it. And if you do that kid wrong, gotta watch out. Or if that kid starts to like you more than he likes Chucky, then you might be in trouble. So I thought Mark Hamill voiced it perfectly. Some people said he was too kind of one note, but at the same time, that makes sense for this character because he's a robot, more or less.
He's more of a robot.
There's no reason for him to emote too much more than what he does in the film. So I thought Mark Hamill did a fantastic job here. As you said, it twists the tale of this evil doll in a different way. All the kids, and there's a couple kids here in this. Gabriel Bateman, the lead kid, he does very good, and he has a couple of friends in it. It reminded me of kind of like a Stranger Things, or like as we've seen now, where I felt like they wanted to have multiple kids in it, but not everyone does pretty fine here. Aubrey Plaza does good, but at the same time, I do see where people go, I don't know if she was a mother too much. Like I felt like she was
like a
kind
big
of
sister from what I looked at.
yeah. Like I almost would have believed more so if the tale was the parents died and now she has to look after her little brother. I actually probably
I
would
bought
have believed that more.
Hook line, yes.
Because I think they even had a shoe in not only just for the way she played the character, but also age wise. Like they had a shoe in that, like, yeah, prom at 16 was,
Yeah.
that's why I had him.
That's
I
why
think
he's
they
13.
shoehorned some sort of line like
Yeah,
that
they
in.
did. Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I had a fun enough time. Sorry, I'm just thinking about the experience that you're about to talk about. But I had a fun enough time when it comes to the movie itself. I'm gonna give it 3 snowflakes. I think it's worth checking out. Like I said, they twist that tail a little bit, but I was fine with that. We've seen the other Chucky multiple times, and supposedly we're gonna see it more. Don not McManus, it's an actor. Don. I don't know. The creator of the original Chucky has said that they're not done. There might be more movies and even a TV show coming. So you'll get to see more of that Chucky probably. This is a different version.
Whipping of the dead horse, proverbial whipping of the.
I mean, what was there? 5 of the other one?
I think 7.
7. That's right. Yeah, because I remember. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, because there's maybe more because there's 3 Child's Plays.
Yeah.
There's Bride and Seed, and then isn't there? Yeah, 7. Okay, I can't count.
Yeah.
So I think there's 7. I think you are right.
So
with
this
that.
is the 8th, basically.
Yeah, I have no
But,
idea what that is, but
Don Mancini.
Yeah, there you
oh,
go.
Dan Mancini. Okay, so I wasn't too off. I said Don M. So what did you think of the first 30 minutes? And then what happened, Jim?
No,
Dutch?
I'll tell you what happened. Drinking, people should not be drinking in the theater. Etiquette goes out the window. They act like they're in their own homes. Everyone was shushing them. You were my witness on that. People did shush them a few times. And I just leaned over and I said, hey, can you guys please keep it down?
What Chucky thinks of the drinkers.
I said, this is not a living room. If you could just keep it down, please. And he just looked at me and he goes, mind your own expletive business. And I said, I would mind my own business if you would be quiet for a moment so I can enjoy the movie. I said, mind your own effing business. Then his bride of Chucky shows up, C.S. Apropos. Very, very twisted, very drunk woman, decides to lean in and tell me to move. And I'm like, no, I've paid
If
for
you got a
my
problem, why don't you just move?
Yeah, if I
because
got a
you should have come to their shittiness.
Yeah. So, and by the way, there's 2 seats that are in between us still, and I have to keep moving, I guess. But yeah, so we started jawing a little bit, a few expletives here and there. Then the next thing, the guy gets up, throws popcorn on me, basically threatens me completely. I basically then start taking the popcorn off of me. Lady is in there, and remember the drunk bride of Chucky is sitting right next door to me. She gets a kernel of popcorn on me, and she goes, "Oh no, you didn't, you son of a," And next thing you know, her big glass. It's not one of those baby glasses. It's one from home. They brought their own Chardonnay glass, which she did unloaded on me, half of it. And I told her, I said, "Look, you're lucky that I'm a gentleman. I do not hit women nor strike them." Because it would be even. I don't care what anyone would say on that. It is what you would do. I mean, literally, if a guy would have done that to you, you would have floored him. But she's just playing safe that I didn't want to do anything because I was raised properly. And I then was getting up. I was trying to leave the theater. The gentleman then pushed me up against the wall, trying to fight me again. Then his wife comes tearing around the corner, and then that's when I think all hell broke loose, because I wasn't in the theater. You're going to have to tell me what happened here. Is that all of a sudden I hear, "I need some help. I need some help over here," and I guess he threw her up against the wall, you were telling me. That's not a reenactment of the scene, but it comes close, very close. But yeah, I then go get security, and then they want to know who it was, and he happened to be in line getting more popcorn, I guess, to throw on some unsuspecting individuals. Then he had a little puppy sidekick. who then wanted
He was
to...
getting more drinks. I know the security guard, as I
Yeah.
told you.
Yeah.
Curtis, thank you for nothing.
Yeah.
And no, he was getting more drinks. They went to tell him to leave, and they didn't even have to go in the theater because the dude was going back for his umpteenth drink already.
Yeah, but no, what I'm saying... though,
And again, we're maybe 40 minutes in the movie.
well, he's already in line, though, and that's what he was saying. He was getting his bucket of popcorn there, too, his large bucket of popcorn that he threw on me earlier. So his little buddy wanted to fight as well, and I'm sitting like, are you guys out of your minds? I mean, literally, you guys, you're drunk, you're both crazy, and his little puppy dog friend's like, yeah, there's two of us, and we can take you good, and I'm like, dear God, are you watching this? And I looked over, and the little security guard was getting ready to mace somebody. But he was restrained because I looked at the assistant manager who I was talking to, and I said, look, I'm going to be the gentleman here. I can't deal with this and being assaulted like this in your theater. I'm just going to leave. They handled it okay. I don't think they handled it properly to me. They gave me back my money and they gave me a free ticket to come back. So I don't know, if that's something that is handled everywhere like that at the Regals. But we then, we discussed it. They gave, I told them, look, before you go and throw anybody out, give me a few seconds to at least to get to my car so I don't have to be watching over my back whenever somebody's coming. But that was how I watched Chucky. I was not a very big fan of the way, theaters nowadays push the alcohol. I know they got to come up with another bottom line deal, but they got to have people who are in charge. But again, they brought their own as well. They were mixing their own drinks as well in the theater. So there you go. That just throws me for a loop when you see that. But again, a lot of people probably do bring their own beverages. That's fine, but at least moderation. And you said they had children as well with them, 5 and 7 years old, I believe.
Yeah, I was told later on by the security guard they had kids with them as well.
Which is a shame, that they're both drunk and they're acting like asses. So, if you have kids, don't bring them, number one, to an R-rated film in which they see children in peril and faces being ripped off or whatever may be happening in that, because they did show a clip when I left of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a clip of that on video. So it's not like I'm really ruining anything.
And it gets bloody from there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you basically leave, I think, before the first murder happens.
Yeah. So I was gone and I had no clue. But yeah, at the end of the day, show some, you're all adults. Show some restraints. If you want to get blitzed, stay at home, watch Netflix, watch Prime, get a video on demand. Then
If you want to chit chat, again, as you said, they were not whispering. This wasn't, hey, what are we doing afterwards?
Yeah.
No, because I turned around about 3 different times. Like, come on, guys.
This is full conversation.
This is a pretty decent level conversation.
So,
if you want to chit chat, like you said, just go at home. There's plenty of things on Netflix. If you want to see Chucky, wait the 2 months for DVD.
Yeah, or you go out there and you can do what some people do is bootleg. I don't suggest you do that.
Oh, no, don't say that.
I don't suggest you do it. But if you're going to be out doing shit like that, just stay home. So anyway, we have 2 other movies we're going to talk about. No snowflakes for me because I didn't. One day. But we have 2 other movies you got a chance to see. That whole weekend was just ruined for me for doing anything. I was off watching the Gulf Coast Symphony. I was off watching other things.
Get your zen back.
Yeah, so I was off watching the movie, Gulf Coast Symphony, which actually did Star Wars Day. So I enjoyed that. The next movie we have is Beats. It's about a young, talented guy who's suffering from the loss of his sister, who meets a disoriented manager, who is trying to get back on track in his musical career. I didn't write down the cast. I know Anthony. What's his name?
What movie is this? Hold on. Which movie is this?
Beats.
It's called
Beats.
Yeah, Beats.
Yeah, Anthony Anderson is your
Anthony
lead
Anderson.
here, and I wish you had written down the cast because I do enjoy the cast here. The young gentleman, basically, he's suffering from a really major traumatic incident that he occurred earlier in the year, but it's been about a year, I think, or so. And he's held up in this room. He's afraid to go outside. He unfortunately doesn't live in a very good neighborhood. And Anthony Anderson is this guy who's trying to redeem himself. He's a former record label guy who unfortunately might have done some snarky deals where that benefited him a lot more than his client. And so he's been kind of blackballed from the business. And he's doing this security job at the school and say, hey, go try to get these kids that haven't shown up in a while. See if you can get them to come back. And he happens to go and hear this kid through the door or whatever doing these beats. He's become obsessed with these beats because that's what his sister loved. And so he's kind of keeping that on in a tradition of her. And so, yeah, I like this a pretty decent amount. I think Anthony Anderson, I've always liked Anthony Anderson since I was a kid. And I'm glad that he's a little bit more in the limelight now with because of Blackish, and it shows that I think he's a pretty good actor as to whatever is kind of given to him. I liked it. There was some parts though where I felt like it felt a little scattered, and it didn't totally wrap it up as much as I wanted it to. Like with the redemption issues with Anthony Anderson, it feels like it was building. With the relationship between him and the kid, which is probably the best part of the movie, and then it was like, oh yeah, now we got to wrap up this redemption thing, and him and his ex-wife, and the issues with the mother. So it just felt like it wasn't completely well-rounded as much as I would hope, but still definitely an interesting watch on the Netflix. So if you have Netflix, check it out now. That's basically what I did. I was scrolling through Netflix. I was like, oh yeah, here's a movie relatively new. I haven't checked out for whatever reason. It just shows you how much is on that damn network. 3 Snowflakes.
Okay. Also, the next review we're going to have is a movie starring Andrew Garfield, Topher Grace, and Riley Keough. It's called Under the Silver Lake. Sam, a disenchanted young man, finds a mysterious young woman swimming in his apartment pool one night. The next morning, she disappears. Sam sets off across L.A. To find her, and along the way, he uncovers a conspiracy far more bizarre. So how did you obtain this? Did you watch it on a video? DVD. I mean,
the VOD, video on demand. Basically, I purchased it. It was like $8 or $10, something like that. The last word of your premise is the best word to describe this. What's the last word?
Bizarre.
Bizarre is indeed the word here. This is from the writer and director of, I believe his only other film was It Follows, which is also a little bit of a weird film. And I wanted to like this a lot because I was really intrigued by the trailer. Andrew Garfield, like you said, is on a journey to find this girl. And there's a lot of other things going on. And as I actually said with Beats, this feels like it just doesn't wrap up almost anything it throws out there. There's a whole side thing about a dog killer, literally a dude just killing a bunch of dogs. There's a whole nother thing about underground bunkers. There's this, there's that, there's dream sequences. Is Andrew Garfield maybe evil? I don't know. If you YouTube this movie, there's literally so many theories out there where like, oh, he shoves the eggs in the person's mouth because that represents this. Because people are just guessing as to what exactly this film means.
So the movie's just all over the map, basically.
I think so, man. Like some people try to break it down. We're like, oh, well, the point is that a lot of this was pointless. That's only what someone said. But here's the thing, though. If your point is that it's kind of pointless, it was kind of a pointless watch as well. I like weird stuff, though. There's a really good scene with him and a character just called the Songwriter. And like I said, it intrigued me enough to where I was with it until about the last 20-30 minutes where I was like, I don't know if you're going to wrap all this up in the next 20 minutes. And so, yeah, I'm going to give it 2.5 snowflakes. It's an interesting ride. All the actors are good in this. Jimmy Simpson is also in this, the great character actor who's on Westworld. He killed it in Westworld. Yes. So I'm still intrigued by this director. I'd like to maybe see more of him in the future. But for this, 2.5.
Okay. So that's what we got.
Which is sad because, by the way, this had made my most anticipated list once or twice.
And you wanted,
and there's a reason why I kept getting pushed.
And you wanted to do a shout out for something you watched on Netflix just come out. Stand Up. I think is Adam Devine. Was it Adam Devine? Adam Devine. I'm bad with names, but he does a stand up on Netflix. I haven't seen it yet. So what's going on with that for you? Because you said because you said it was funny.
Yeah, I enjoyed this to a pretty decent degree. This was one that I actually, honestly, I threw on with thinking, I'm going to have something to do or I'll do something else in 20, 30 minutes. And I ended up watching pretty much the entire thing and then finishing the last 20, 30 minutes the next day. He's got a lot of energy. You've seen him, Adam Devine, Workaholics, Pitch Perfect, Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates, and several other things.
And a few Netflix original films as well.
Game Over Man. Oh, and then the other one where it's Groundhog Day.
Yeah, it's like
whatever.
How he's trying to get that girl.
Time we had.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I know what you're talking
about. But he's charming in those, and you can kind of see because in some of those he kind of plays a hyper version of himself, and he's doing that here. He's energetic. He's all over the place. It's not groundbreaking, but I thought it was a fun special. It swings by. My one pet peeve, and this is just a pet peeve I want to talk about with stand-up comedy in general. If you want to play a drinking game, take a shot every time after a joke or a punchline. It goes stupid. That's stupid. Like, we get it. Like, I don't know. I hate when comedians do that because a lot of comedians will do that. Where there's, you know, or like they'll have some sort of like constant, like, yeah, you don't have to keep saying how your jokes are stupid. We know they're stupid. They're silly jokes. So I don't know. I just found that to be kind of grilling after a while.
Or as Dane Cook says, "Hey, I think I'm funny. Am I funny? Am I funny? No, he doesn't say that, but that's what it feels like. He's needy."
Shut up! I like Dane Cook. I was wondering what the weird shit talk of Dane Cook came from. But yeah, I mean, if you're doing snowflakes or stand-up specials, I'd say 3. It's fun, you know.
So you gave it
like I said, give it 5 to 10 minutes. If it hasn't enthralled you, then move along. But if like me, where I was gonna just give it 10 to 20 and find myself sitting there with 30 going like, oh, I was supposed to doing something else, but I kind of like it.
So if you were looking at it and as Netflix does. Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs up, right?
Yeah. 3 stars definitely thumbs up.
Okay, there we go. Okay, the next segment. I don't know why it took us forever to do this one because this is my wheelhouse. This is what I love. And my stuff though, you know, like I said, we both went over some of these movies I've talked about numerous times because they're in my repertoire, the ones that I really watch all the time. But anyway, we're doing the top 5 romantic comedies. I wish we had a harp. Do we have
romantic comedies?
Whatever. I don't know how that is. You know, but
Wayne's World.
Fade in. Okay, so
yeah, the Scooby Doo ending.
I'm gonna kick it off to you first, there, Jordan, because we just can't get enough of the golden voice. So,
so top romantic comedies. My 10 through 5. I'm going to round them off real quickly. My number 10, 500 Days of Summer. Number 9, Keeping the Faith. Number 8, 10 Things I Hate About You. 7, You've Got Mail. 6, Love, Simon. And now starting off my list, number 5, I'm going to go with Wedding Singer. Adam Sandler, Drew Barrymore. I always say you could almost see how good Sandler's movies are depending on which era of film him and Drew Barrymore are in. If it's Wedding Singer, that's a great era of Sandler. 50 First Dates, a decent era of Sandler. Blended, now you're getting into some shitty Sandler. But I love Wedding Singer from the first time I saw it. Lots of stuff you could quote. Yeah, great if I had learned about it yesterday. Yeah. And the song he sings, the sad song, you don't know how much you mean to me. Everything about it, I just love it. I think there's some great even acting moments in it where he's about to tell her and then she's in the dress. You don't know that she's really thinking about him and he thinks he's thinking about the other guy. And the end with the plane and Billy Idol. And come on, man. And
did I
want to grow old with you.
Did I ever tell you about my beef with Billy Idol? Did I ever go over this on the show? I'm not sure yet. Me and Billy Idol one weekend had a nice argument toward each other. We were staying at the same hotel. I believe it was the Beau Rivage in Mississippi.
He didn't help you win back your girl?
No, he didn't help me. No, I was like, come on, man. He was like, no.
You did it in the movie.
No, I happened to be, he was working out. He was coming into the workout. I was working out. Believe it or not, I was on the treadmill, coming off the treadmill. Because I just needed to burn some energy. And he comes in, he's wearing all black, a black hoodie, sunglasses, because there was it was open to the outside elements to the point of, sun coming in. And I come in, and I'm going around and I go, Mr. Idol, I just want you to know I'm a fan of yours. I loved you and a few things, blah, blah, blah. And the next thing I get from him is, go fucking piss off, like that. And I'm like, okay. Well, fuck you, Billy Idol, like that,
Did you say that to him?
Yes, I did. And he was like, "Well, fuck you," and yeah, like that. And that's how we ended the conversation. It was like,
that's great though, dude. Billy Idol cursed at you.
Yes, Billy Idol cursed at me, and I cursed back. That same weekend we had a Tom Jones issue as well. So, I'm bad with some celebrities, I guess, but I would like to do it over though with Billy Idol. I'll be honest. I would like to have a civil conversation with Billy Idol. So every single time I watch
somewhere in this world right now, Billy Idol's on a podcast going, one day I walked into this gym and this fat motherfucker,
and he told me, and then he feels so bad. He still feels so bad about it. But
gym man, wherever you are,
yeah. So I'm
sorry.
I feel really bad. But yeah, so that's how we did our. I apologize for the language, but that's verbatim what happened. And what your 5 was Wedding Singer, right?
Yeah, baby.
Okay, so that's
I'll
anytime
give
I
you
watch Wedding Singer.
medicine when your tummy aches. Okay, that's it. Real off. We'll probably get detracted or whatever.
Oh, no, that's all right. We're okay. We're okay. Well, I'm going to give you some of my, top 10. The sixth one is almost like similar to yours. Sleepless in Seattle, but we'll get there. Number 10 is Love, Simon. Number 9, Wedding Singer. Number 8, Can't Hardly Wait. Number 7, Return to Me. Number 6 is Sleepless in Seattle.
So we have 2 of them. I don't like Return to Me.
I liked it. I don't know why. David Duchovny and Minnie Driver just seem, and there's a lot of, I just don't know why. I just like it.
I don't know why either.
Robert Loggia is pretty good too, I guess. It's a good. I feel there's a scene, okay, where he died. I'm not going to go because it's not in my top 5. Number 5 is going to shock you. What a Girl Wants. It's with Colin Firth and Amanda Bynes. And it's just the fun. It's by the numbers. It's a girl who wants to connect with her father, who winds up falling in love with the bad boy, who's part of a band. And then it's a comedy. And of course, Kelly Preston is the mother of Amanda Bynes in this film, and who also falls in love again with Colin Firth. It's an unbelievable double. Everyone finds love in this film. Even if it was, at the time, everything just fell apart, and then they get back together. It's just by the numbers. It's what
I do like the Christina Aguilera song, but I don't know if I've seen this.
Yes, it's
If I did, I don't recall it.
Well, again, it's just it's one of my guilty 5. So, what do you got over there, Mister?
Number 5 is The Breakup. Number 4.
Hold on. We're only doing one at a time, unless you have some other ones, like top 10.
No honorable mentions. Then we're going
All
straight
right.
into it.
Hey, Jizzle, have you been on the show before? You know how we go it around, like we do 555, 444.
So
I'm starting. I'm
You
just
should
gonna
watch
do my
the show.
top 5.
What's
All right,
what's
wait
the
till we get
breakup,
back
right?
to you.
What's the-
Jennifer Aniston, Vince Vaughn.
Oh, okay, yes.
That was all right. I don't love the breakup. It definitely wasn't on my short list, but there's some moments to it. There's some funny moments.
There's always
Great cast. And Margaret, I know you like her.
yeah, and there's Anne Margaret. Remember Anne Margaret in that?
Before we get creepy.
Yeah.
My number 4 is a classic, and some may argue that it's too low on the list. When Harry Met Sally.
It didn't make my top 5. So
Wow. I thought maybe we would agree, but all right. No, we didn't.
But you know what though? It's on the top 20. I could have.
Oh.
You know what? I could have filtered.
Wow.
I could have put all Meg Ryan movies up in there. Okay, I didn't. I had restraint. So she did make it in the top 5.
Where's Kate and Leopold on your list?
Not up there.
So yeah, When Harry Met Sally. It's a wonderful film, one I've been meaning to actually rewatch recently. Billy Crystal, as you said, Meg Ryan, probably at her peak adorableness. Yeah. Don't look at her in the last decade.
There they are, right there, 2 friends.
I'm trying to think, who's the other? Okay, it's Carrie Fisher and who else? Bruno.
The Bruno
dude from
dude. Yeah,
Chaser.
he's always in most of his early Billy Crystal films.
But they're both really good as well, and it's that long tale of just these friends, and can you have friends without wanting sex or a relationship, and it goes back and forth. Rob Reiner also is in the director's chair, I believe, here.
Yes, and don't forget, I believe that was Rob Reiner's mom who
Oh,
said,
of course, I'll have what she's having.
absolutely big favorite.
Meg Ryan's
line.
just like, oh, we can't fake it. Ooh,
It was Bruno Kirby, by the way. I just
Bruno
wanted you-
Kirby. All right, I knew I was halfway there, living on a prayer. And there's Meg Ryan in the infamous "I'll have what she's having" scene, which, of course, as you said, fun fact, the director's mother is the one that says "I'll have what she's having." So yeah, it is a wonderful film. I know it has cracked many top 10s on this category and many top 1s I've seen as well. Just for my own personal, what's really hitting me though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave it here at number 4. What's your number 4?
My
Dutchie?
number 4 has always been any countdown that we do. It was on the Tom Hanks countdown.
Splash.
It was on a couple others. No. Joe versus the Volcano.
Oh, God.
I just love that film.
Can't get away from this
I am-
freaking film.
I'm probably the only one who rates it as high as I do.
Tom Hanks wouldn't agree with
Yes,
you.
he would. He loved that film. But yeah, I just think that it was just the chemistry. That was the very first time we got to see them two together, you know. And look at them right there. Look at the two lovebirds. Look at them. You know, it's
I
just
went to put this movie on the other day with Rosie, and she's like, "We are not watching Joe versus the volcano."
I was about to make that joke. Good,
What?
Rosie.
Why?
Rosie needs to be in this show next week, and
would
not you.
Why would not Rosie want to watch that? It's
don't
a
know.
We had better things to do, Jim.
Have you seen it yet?
She was going to
No.
watch the grass grow, and no.
But no,
she knows the show. She just didn't want to watch it again. I don't think I've actually.
you need to watch it. I
I'll
mean,
watch it. I will watch it.
I will
and then
pay for you to watch it if that's what it
I
takes.
got it. I will watch it.
I
and-
don't care. I just love the movie. I may have overrated it, but I've seen it so many times. I watch it whenever I get blue sometimes. I just watch it. It's fun. It's good. Makes me happy. What's your number 4 there, Mr. Dizzle?
Sleepless in Seattle.
There we go. See? I knew it'd be in the top 5 somewhere.
Yeah, it's just a classic. and-
Again, another Meg Ryan hit. You know?
That's true. She's pretty good at that.
You know, to me, Sleepless in Seattle, it made my number 6, and I got it. You know, it could have been easily number 5, as I said, but that'd have been too many Meg Ryans in my top 5.
Meg Ryan top 5 over here for you.
You know, we could probably do that, and it'd be all nothing but rom coms. But yeah, I that film to me is another good one that you and they don't get together until the very last scene.
Whoa, spoilers.
Oh, come on! If you
I've
haven't
never seen it.
Oh, you've never seen
No.
Sleepless in Seattle? Oh my gosh, you got to watch it.
I saw While You Were Sleeping with Sandra Bullock.
It's not the same.
Is that the sequel?
It's not. It's not. While you were sleeping. Yeah, it could have been probably the prequel. While you were sleeping, and then Sleepless in Seattle. Sleepless in Seattle because he slept most of the movie. You know, that was Jeff Daniels, right? I believe it was in the bed.
No.
Or was it Bill Pullman? One of those. Right?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I haven't seen it in a while.
I haven't seen it. But anyway, so we're up to number 3. What do you got for me, Mr.
My
J?
number 3 is the most recent film on my list. Maybe the most recent film out of anyone's list because I don't know if it's going to make either one of yours. But I loved it. I thought it was so well written and performed. Oscar nominated The Big Sick.
The Big Sick. Did I even see that?
Today, that's a Judd Apatow.
I think he produced, maybe directed.
Did I
I know
even-
it's written by the real life couple that it's based on.
Oh,
One of them
yes,
stars
yes,
in
yes.
Kumail Nanjiani
you.
and who's Zoe Kravitz
Yes.
are the leads in this, and it's based on the true life story of Kumail and his real life wife. And yeah, as you can see, there's the poster there. The parents on both sides, fantastic as well. Holly Hunter and Ray Romano are Zoe's parents. I don't remember the name of Kumail's parents, but they're fantastic as well. Super charming when they pop up in the film. There's just it's well written, man. I enjoy these two finding each other. It starts off as just kind of a lark that turns into love, and it turns into a culture clash of, what does he do? Does he follow tradition, or does he follow his heart? And it's not that easy of a decision. And it hurts her, but and this crazy sickness, where the title comes from, The Big Sick, is because she comes down with something, and he's there for her, during that time. And he plays a stand-up comedian in this as well. And just super charming, likable. Again, even though I've seen it relatively recently, I'd love to see it again sometime soon. The Big Sick. I love it.
No, I agree. I can't fault you with that. I did like the film. At first, I was trying to remember the movie's name. I was like, "What is it?" Then you said, "Oh, that movie," because I do like it. It's just it's not been around long enough for me to really say it's going to be in my wheelhouse forever.
Gotta give it 3 more decades. Sorry,
It's got a
I don't got
marinade.
room for you. I got Meg Ryan on the mind.
It's got a marinade just a little bit, but my number 3, you had it at I think number 10 on your list. I think 10 things or maybe 8. I think it was 10 things I hate about you.
Number 8.
Number 8. See, I had a feeling. I remember things, but 10 things I hate about you. I put that movie on. I know it's a remake. It's a high school telling of Taming of the Shrew, but I gotta tell you, I love it. I mean, every single time Heath Ledger, Jessica Stiles, Allison Janney is in it briefly, and a few others. I mean,
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
yeah, Joseph
David
Gordon-Levitt.
Krumholtz.
I'm just bad with a lot of. I'm just saying. I still say my favorite one is whenever the dads, say, before she goes out to the prom, she's got to wear the pregnancy suit. Got to wear the pregnancy suit. You know, or the other one the other day, it made me laugh because I thought about this.
Larry Miller, right?
Yeah, Larry Miller. Yeah,
love Larry Miller
You
in
know?
that movie.
He's like, I'm jiggy with it. Mama didn't raise no fool. You know, he's like, what? You was sleeping around with those Dawson River kids. You know, and things like that. But yeah, that film makes me happy anytime I watch. And these are what these films are for. They make you happy. They make you.
Yes,
say,
makes me happy.
you know, it's over the top love scenes. You know, whenever he has the band play after, you know, he's just too good to be true. You know, for Keith Ledger. Heath Ledger. Sorry, but yeah, he's you know, it just showed how much sparkle he had, and unfortunately, his light went out too soon. But yeah, the movie alone is just unbelievable. Oh, the other line that I love, and I just got reminded about it the other day for some reason. I'm not going to tell you how I got reminded of it. But what's up with this girl? Does she have beer flavored nipples? Like that? That is a line where he's in the shop class, and the guy was you know, trying to get him to recruit to go out with this girl. So yes, watch it, love it. I do. So you know, unbelievable.
Yeah, this is a really good movie, and it's actually a good example of I haven't seen it in a little while, but I think it still holds up pretty much.
Great soundtrack.
And yeah, that is true. That is actually great. Back when we listened to CDs,
Yeah.
but yeah, good soundtrack, and like I said, just a great eclectic cast. One of the first signs of who's his Heath kid? He's got potential.
Yeah, and he was doing that one show on Fox, I think, at the time. He had a show on Fox.
Did he?
It was I can't remember the name of it, but he was doing a show on Fox at the same time. But this is what really catapulted him away from that show. I think it was only one season anyway. Mr. B Dizzle, Mr. Aviator, what do you got for number 3?
Clueless.
Clueless, good one.
Yeah, Clueless.
You know?
I like it.
Paul
Classic
Rudd
for me.
still hasn't aged a damn bit, has he? Paul Rudd back in the
Beautiful.
he's 50 years old, doesn't even age.
Paul Rudd, that later and now, still about the same age. You can still get cast in Clueless too.
I played. I think BuzzFeed actually had. Can you figure out what decade that this picture of Paul Rudd was from? I got like a 60%. I was that bad, you know. I got 60%, which is still kind of passing, but it was just. I think it was on BuzzFeed. But yeah, it just different pictures, and you had to pick out which one was.
Maybe
what decade.
I'm nitpicking, like, because there's a few movies I didn't put on the list, and this might have been one of them because I don't know if the romantic part of this pops to my mind when I think of Clueless. That's my problem, I think, with this.
There's bits and dribbles of it, and it's
There is no, so I'm saying it counts, but like for me, I just feel like when I look at like my list, like it's really about the love here. And when I think of Clueless, I think it's more about that time and that culture than it is about, you know, who she ends up with, because it really to me is a side story, really, to a large degree, than what it is about that character in that time.
fun note. Sean Wallace, Shawn, I'm sorry, who's in it, basically said he didn't get anything in that film. He was in it. He just was in it to act. He didn't really understand any of the humor. So that's just there you go, little in bit, because I did see him at a con. That's what he said.
Of course, Donald Faison, Breckenmeyer, amongst others. Oh, the late great Brittany Murphy,
Yes, very. You know,
Stacey Dash.
look at that. This is a great cast. Great cast.
Going on to my number dose, I bet you I'm also alone in this.
What do you get?
There was a girl, her name was Amy, Chasing Amy, is my number 2. One of Kevin Smith's best films, fantastic script.
Finger cuffs.
Shut up. Yeah. Although that's not the most romantic part of the movie. But yeah, finger cuffs. Ben Affleck, Joey Lauren Adams, Jason Lee. It is an awesome film. It still holds up, man. Rewatch it to this day. About love, about understanding, about realizing that maybe people come from maybe a more risque background, and whether or not you can handle that as a man,
Yeah.
and you know, and I get that, and I even dealt with some of that stuff later on in my life, and it is fantastic. There's some truly memorable scenes. One of the reasons why I believe Kevin Smith said the word was like he was like the next film to be nominated for the Oscar. He was like nominee number 6 basically for that year. I love this film. Yeah, Chasing Amy.
I own this film. I do. I think I own the Crichton edition, I guess they call it. But I do love it. It didn't make my top 10, but it's one that I will put on occasion just to watch. I believe there's a scene. I think he's walking in the rain. I'm not sure what part that was, but if you really look, you can see the reflection of the camera guy in the as a flub. That but that's the only
Indie filmmaking, baby.
That's what I'm saying. That's the only flub that I could see in the whole film because it was a good movie. It was well written, of course, well directed, of course.
First time Kevin Smith had more than one line too. Is that he does. If you're wondering why too, it's called Chasing Amy, and Joey Lauren Adams' character name is not Amy because from the monologue developed by the writer, director, editor, sometimes prop maker Kevin Smith.
Yeah, and I agree.
It's your hero of mine.
Not a bad one. This one actually surprised me when I went through all my database of all my rom-coms that I really have on a real high spin. This one popped up at number 2. Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I just thought Jason Segel was unbelievable. He wrote it. I think Judd Apatow was a part of this as well. Who else is Kristen Bell? Mia Kunis. Even who's the one? Brand, Russell Brand.
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd. Yes, I forgot. Yes, Paul Rudd.
This is going to be my honorable mention. I forgot this one. But
Yeah,
you know
'cause-
what? I'm placing this in my honorable mention
Hey,
because this is great.
To me, it checks all your boxes, right? It gets you depressed. It gets you happy. It gets you sad again, and then it makes you even more happy. And the only thing I didn't like was the full. Again, just kind of shocking. That's the first time I think they ever in a long time ever showed full frontal in a movie, and they just left it there. And it wasn't like a glancing.
Jason
glove.
Segel bears all, baby.
Yeah. But like I said, though, I don't mind. It was just a good movie. Made me laugh. Had some good, tender, touching moments. And if that took place in the movie, I don't remember, but I like that picture. I think that's a good picture of the cast in bed. But yeah, I just found every nuance about it was just well worth the time.
Good pick. I like it. Good pick. Good
So
pick.
what do you got there, Mr. What do you got there, Mr. Ryan? What's your number 2?
Number 2, The Wedding Singer.
Yeah,
I'll
I
go
like
with
it.
The Wedding Singer. Yeah, The Wedding Singer. I like that's fantastic.
I love her, but she loves this guy right here, and he loves somebody else. You just can't win.
What was that one where the woman, the old granny, the hip hop, the hip it to the hip and the hip hop and the don't stop a rockin' to the bang 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 the beat.
She lived, by the way, for like a long, long time. I feel like she passed away like a few years ago.
Probably about a good 5 years ago, if that.
Yeah.
But within the 5 years.
She was around a long time.
But she was funny.
Always paid him in meatballs, right?
Yes. But I thought the movie was it's well worth. It's well worth the. There she is doing her little her singing and dancing, juking and jiving. I love it. Now we're getting down to the real nitty gritty, my friends. Number 1. What do you got?
Number 1. Well, guys,
With a bullet.
I'm going to disagree with what you guys said a few minutes ago because I have it in my number 1, Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
No,
This is why I was so quiet because I was like, I'm about to talk about it. Damn. I was in a small way hoping I was going to be the only one, but that's cool to see that we're not far off at all. Honorable mention, number 6, more or less. You're number 2?
My number 2.
And that's my number 1, man. This film, the first time I saw it, and with relatively middle expectations too, of going like, oh, okay, it's the Jason Segel. I've seen him in things, and I like that Mila Kunis from That 70s Show, but she always plays a shrew in that. You had no idea how charming she would be. She's fantastic in this. You fall in love with Mila Kunis.
That's why Bad Moms was so great.
Huh?
Bad Moms was great because of her.
Oh, well, yeah, no. I mean, this is why, like, almost in a weird way now, I respect her performance in That 70s Show more because I truly am annoyed that I don't like her in That 70s Show, but that's because she's playing an annoying, kind of unlikable character. Yeah. And here where she is just the charming girl that you could see falling in love with on an island. And, Kristen Bell, Russell Brand, reason he got us actually a pretty funny spinoff as well, Get Him to the Greek, is because of this. Because this is just one of those, no one could have planned that this character would pop, but it totally did, and we got to see even more of him in his own movie with Jonah Hill, who is also funny in this. Jonah Hill's in this.
Oh, yes,
as a completely different character than what Getting Him to the Greek is, but he's funny in this as well. Just like I said, Paul Rudd.
There's so
small
many.
Part.
There are so many.
There's the other young
cameos.
couple. I can't remember who that is, but because I haven't seen it in a little bit.
Off of 30 Rock. the one kid, the kid off the 30 Rock. Remember, why would God put a sewer system next door to a playground? Remember, they.
Oh, Jack McBrayer.
Jack
Yeah.
McBrayer,
Okay. Yeah.
yes.
Good call. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great line, by the way. Why would God put a sewer system right next door to a playground? That was just an unbelievable scene.
But yeah, I mean, you said it pretty nicely, Dutch. Just you feel the emotion, and then you feel the laughter, and then even at the end where things are falling apart, you feel the emotion again. It wraps up in a really cool, unique way that I almost don't want to give spoilers with, but it's like a vampire musical with puppets, and
Yes.
I love this movie. What's
Even
funny?
that's a love story, by the way.
I messaged my brother earlier tonight, and I said, "This is what we're doing tonight on the show." And I said, "What's some of your favorite romantic comedies?" And the first one he came back with was Forgetting Sarah Marshall. So that's pretty cool that 4 people have been surveyed, and this movie has popped up on all our radars.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's one of the, like I said, you just you either love it or you don't. But most people who have seen it will love it. And if you haven't seen it, rush out, go watch it. There's no reason why you should be sitting at home. Or you could dial it up on VOD. You could probably get it on one of the other pay systems. Whatever you got, HBO, Cinemax, Showtime. It's got to be out there somewhere. Could be a free out Prime. I don't know, but just go out and do it.
Or for the love of God, just buy the physical disc. I'm sure it's like $3.
Yeah, I got that at home, so I do. But I don't have my DVD player, but I do have it somewhere in digital, so it's a lot easier for me to play now.
What's your numero uno, Dutchy?
My number one. I sing the praises of this movie so often. You got everyone.
Right along.
No. People probably think I'm sick, but 16 Candles. It's just a movie that is about a girl who has a crush. And
You had me at hello.
yeah, and this,
Is that it?
No. 16 Candles. Did you not borrow it from me? I thought you did.
Oh, I
But,
might have. Doesn't mean I saw it.
Oh, okay. But again, Molly Ringwald, it's just a great 80s Chris Columbus film. And it's just well worth watching. I can't really expound upon it more because all it is about a girl who's in love and she finds Jake, her boy, at the
I'm just a
very
girl standing before a man asking him to love me.
Yeah, and there's a scene
that
right
it?
now. That's the geek. No, that's not it. But there's the geek played by Anthony Michael Hall showing Molly Ringwald's panties. She was nice enough to give him his panties because floppy disks are expensive, And so it's just a sweet tale, and where he actually finds love as well at the end. So everyone's happy. Again, makes me happy. And again, my favorite scene is it's just between a daughter and a father, but it's my favorite scene ever in a movie. So it's
Yippee-ki-yay, mother. That's that movie, right?
no, I don't think that one's it there. But again, Long Duck Dong is also in it, so just watch. Ken
Yeah, 'cause
Watanabe.
that holds up.
Yeah. So yeah, no. I'll be honest. There's a lot of people who will poke holes throughout, as being culturally insensitive or as misogynist or something like that. But at the end of the day, take it for what it
At the end of
was.
the day, it really is.
Yeah. There he is with his new American style girlfriend, Long Duck Dong, and even Joan Cusack is in it. John Cusack. Just
John or Joan?
John and Joan.
Oh.
Yeah, but Joan doesn't make any real voices. She has a broken neck, and she has to drink out of a water fountain. Hilarious. Anyway, but no, watch it, enjoy it. I it's my number one. I can't help it. I put it on anytime I feel like a little pick me up. That's the show. So what do you got for? There she is, right there. Joan Cusack in that bit. So that brings you to your number one, Mr. Bartan. What do you got?
I could go either way. I could stick with 16 Candles or How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Which one?
Probably 16
Thank you.
Candles.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah,
Probably 16 Candles.
So
But I love How to Lose a Guy. But my all-time classic would be 16 Candles, but I do love How to Lose a Guy.
All right. Sarah Jessica Parker's trying to lose me in 10 days.
was that Sarah Jessica Parker?
Was it? I don't even
No,
remember.
I think that
Kate
was
Hudson?
Kate Hudson.
Oh, sorry.
Shipwrecked. I think.
Shitty movie
Was
with
it
blondes
Shipwrecked?
and Martha McConaughey.
I think it was Shipwrecked. Was with. Was it Shipwrecked?
Shipwreck. Sahara?
No. Shipwrecked. I think is another one that he was in. Was that not Shipwrecked?
No.
Hold on, I'm gonna find this.
Nothing's
one here.
called Shipwrecked.
Yes, it is.
No.
Yep. Let me see.
Dutch is making stuff up once again.
Okay, it's not the one with Gabriel Byrne. Which is the one with that one? With
No, that's...
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Fool's Gold.
Hold on, Sarah. This
This
is
is where we wait for Dutch to realize how wrong he is.
well, no, it's not. It's something erect. You know,
I
I'm
don't
not
think
gonna.
it is.
You know what? You know what? I could do an expletive on you, sir. But I'm going to be a nice gentleman for once. Let me find her.
Oh, yeah, find it. Please find it.
Yeah, I'm not
yeah.
saying I don't know anything about it.
Okay.
Gotta
Find
find
this
it.
movie.
So you know what? Let's have you entertain us. Do some singing. Do some singing.
How about we'll do some news? The
Yeah,
orange,
yeah. Hold on.
What?
It's now time for news.
Oh, thank you. And now it's real.
And
It's the
stuff.
real segment.
Well, we gotta have bumpers. Damn you.
Orange is the New Black. The final season's coming out. Season 7 trailer has dropped. Let's say Taylor Schilling's character is out of jail. I haven't seen anything past season 2.
Dazed and confused.
Was that it? No, that wasn't it.
That was it. All right,
Not yeah, but not with Sarah Jessica Parker.
No, but yeah, that's what he said.
Diesel, you're on a whole other level playing field, my
Here we
brother.
are.
We're asking one question. You're throwing out a
Failure
whole
to
other thing.
launch. I could see why I got shipwrecked.
Failure to launch was good.
Yes,
Also,
that's how I got a little confused. It's almost like shipwrecked.
You're both drunk as hell.
Hey,
It's not that good, and that was nowhere near
Drunk Love.
shipwrecked.
It's
It's a good movie. It's not very romantic. Well, it is romantic. It's very dour.
But I
it's not
do-
very comedic, is what I want to say.
Look, I don't have any names properly, so I just drink a lot. So leave me alone. There you go. So what do you got
also,
for us?
we got Point Blank trailers out. Frank Grillo, Anthony Mackie, we're teaming from Captain America. What is it? Civil War. It's Falcon and Crossbones. And looks like a fun little police thriller. That's on Netflix. That trailer's out. Bad Trip. I want to get your opinion on this, Dutch. You saw the trailer for this and you went, eh. This is the prank movie with Eric Andre, Tiffany Haddish, and Little Earl Howery. I just love Eric Andre. I know he'll go to the extremes.
How's this? I'll watch it with you. I'll suffer through Tiffany Haddish. I just don't, she's the only one who grates me lately because I think maybe she's overexposed.
You ain't ready.
No, I ain't ready.
You
No.
ain't ready.
No, I'm
What?
not.
You ain't
I don't think
ready.
anybody's ever ready for her. So, but go ahead. So,
I just want to hear your opinion.
my opinion, it looks like it could have some funny moments. It's
Yeah.
it's basically kind of like a guerrilla style shooting, where they have a base and they just scare the shit out of people. And I kind of like it. It's better than I think Jackass. It looks better than Jackass. So I will go with the idea because they look like they have something going for it.
This movie looks fantastic to me. It's called The Peanut Butter Falcon. It's a return to the screen of Shia LaBeouf, Dakota Johnson, John Hawkes. I thought I saw Thomas Hayden Church. Basically, Shia LaBeouf befriends a kid with Down syndrome who just wants to go and train to be a professional wrestler, and people come looking for him. Looks like another just indie darling hit from Shia LaBeouf. I'm looking forward to it. Got some horror news.
Horror news.
Halloween 2 will begin production this fall with an October 2020 release. Jamie Lee Curtis, Judy Greer, and Andy Machajchak to return. David Green is going to return as the writer. No word yet on if Danny McBride had anything to do with the script or if David Green is also going to direct like he did the last one. I want to know, is it going to be called Halloween 2? Because if it is, it's going to be the third Halloween 2. So when you say to a friend, hey, you want to see Halloween 2? They're going to go, which Halloween 2? The Jamie Lee Curtis Halloween 2? Then I'll go, no, but which Jamie Lee Curtis Halloween 2? Or do you want to see the Rob Zombie Halloween 2? And then I'll just get really confused. So hopefully it's Halloween subtitle something because we've had 3 Halloween 2s that this happens.
I have some news on my
Or
own.
maybe I mean Halloween TOO and you'll be like, oh, yeah, I do also want to see Halloween 2 TOO.
I have no clue. I'm just going to probably stop after the last one. So I'm only going to watch the first one, pretend they never make any more. That's how that works.
So in 20 years, they can reboot it again.
Yeah. And then I'll say, oh, I'll go. But no, I'm going to come up with something. I saw some news that I thought was interesting. Everyone loves Ian Ziering. I think Ion Ziering, I think that's how he wants to call himself anymore. But yeah.
Sharknado guy.
Sharknado, if you're a big fan of him from Sharknado, you're going to be in love with him more because he is going to be part of Zombie Tidal Wave. Yes, Sci-Fi is putting up another movie with crappier premises than any before. He plays Hunter Shaw, a rogue veteran sailor who contends with the ocean-borne outbreak, which threatens Seaside Island, his Seaside Island community. Wow! I can't wait. This is going to be exciting.
The Sharknado movies are really stupid fun to a degree. So I mean, I'll watch it depending on who cameos in it. If we're in it, then yeah, I'll watch it. I think we need to get a spot,
I
right?
think we should be zombies at least once in our life.
I figure we'll get killed by the zombies in the opening, scene.
We'll start running. Oh!
Welcome to the show about shows. Hey, who's that?
Yeah, well, I don't think they're going to let us plug ourselves. Maybe we're going to be, trying to get physical fitness in our physical instructor. He's like this. Okay, boys, one more lap. Okay, we're doing it, and then he just bugs out on us, and we're like, "What's going on?" That's what I say.
Did you ever see the show Barry?
Yes.
You saw Barry.
I've seen
So you know Anthony Kerrigan, the alopecia guy, the bald head.
Yes.
He's
I've
fantastic actor.
I've heard.
Anthony Kerrigan's fantastic. Definitely check him out. He's going to play the villain in the upcoming Bill and Ted movie, Bill and Ted Face the Music. Of course, as I said, Anthony Kerrigan's from Barry. He also was in Gotham for a little while. William Sadler is also going to reprise his role as Death.
Okay, the question I have for you. Kerrigan, looks like Death already without any prosthetics.
Good point. Yeah,
But they're going
maybe he's Death Jr.
It could be. I'm kind of interested.
I can
in
see
this.
him being the son of William Sadler.
Yeah, I was looking at it. I was like, wait a minute. Well, why are they going to recasting Death? And then I read, no, he's still in it. So I was like, okay, I'm fine.
There you see a still from Barry. That's Bill Hader and the Emmy or Golden Globe nominated Henry Winkler. Maybe both. I don't remember.
Emmy Award winning. Yeah.
But this is from the original creators are back. The writers and creators Ed Solomon and Chris Matheson, who also wrote the original Men in Black, as well as the Now You See Me movies. They have penned the script, and the director is so far said to be Dean Pariseau, who directed the really good movie Galaxy Quest, as well as Fun with Dick and Jane, and that's set for an August 2020 release.
Can I just say this? Do they need to sell me anymore? They've sold me already once.
Here's what I'm afraid
They've
though
sold
for you.
me more.
Here's how I'm going to unsell you when they cast Tiffany Haddish as the new George Carlin.
I'm not
Y'all
in.
ready for this time
I
travel?
am not in. I'm sorry, Sierra Keanu.
We got to go back in time.
I'd probably watch it if she did it for like that, and then I would just have to throw up in my bucket of popcorn. That was
I
thrown on
think
me.
You Should Leave has been renewed for season 2 on Netflix. If you don't know what this is, you know what this is?
I did not. There's so many things on Netflix.
Let me tell you what this is then.
Tell me.
Tim Robinson, who was a cast member of Saturday Night Live just for a little bit, I think it didn't work out 1 or 2 seasons, has a sketch show on Netflix. I think it's very short, like 6 episodes or so, and they've given it a second season. It has some good guest stars, Stephen Yeun from Walking Dead, Andy Samberg. I had a real love-hate relationship with this. I'll be honest, I finished it pretty quickly. It was like my at night before I went to bed show, where I think I watched like an episode every night. There's some sketches that really just fall flat. Like it's like they have an idea and they don't know what to do with it. There's one featuring Will Forte and the aforementioned Tim Robinson, but then there's also sketches that I thought were pretty funny. So
Okay. I think I breezed over it and I didn't want to look at it. So.
yeah, I don't know, man. Like it's one of those like I would watch, like I'd give it a try because some people have really liked it. I've heard, so give it a try. If the first episode doesn't get you, I don't think anything will. So it's coming back for second season. So
Wait a minute. Breaking news.
One
One Day at a Time has been saved from cancellation. Netflix canceled it after 3 seasons. They got picked up by Pop TV. Also, they might actually be streaming on CBS Access a little later on. So, congratulations that they didn't see their way out the door.
Now, what is that?
One Day at a Time is about it used to be about a white family. Now it's about a Latin family. Mr. Lear, Norman Lear, created this. There's a still of it right there. It was a very good show. It was raved by the critics, raved by audiences, but Netflix thought, well, no one watched it fast enough, for the 3rd season. Well, the reason is you keep dumping stuff on your damn networks, and you don't tell us. How are we supposed to find it? By just stumbling upon it. That's how we find things now on Netflix, which we'll have a whole show about that later on. But so now it's back up and running, and congratulations, going to a TV network I do not have and a access channel I will not subscribe to.
I do have that channel, and I'm not gonna watch. So that's cool. I got lots of Kingsman news for you. Ready for Kingsman news?
Oh, Iggy's back. Kingsman, Iggy.
Oh, well, not really, but yeah, kind of. The prequel, it's actually more about the prequel that I have about. The 3rd film, which is going to be prequel, is titled now The King's Man. Get it?
Colin Firth is in this one?
Nope. If you be quiet, I'll tell you.
Damn it! I want Colin Firth.
Pay attention.
Okay.
The King's Man, I believe they released a poster for this as well. It's been bumped up to a February 2020 release. This takes place in the 1900s, so no Colin Firth.
Well, yeah, it is.
It's about the roots of the spy agency. It's got a really good cast, though. You got Ralph Fiennes, Kick-Ass's Aaron Taylor Johnson, Gemma Arterton, Jaimin Hunsu, Stanley Tucci, Raisa Fons, and Liam Neeson, amongst others, are going to be in this Kingsman prequel.
You had me at Liam Neeson.
But this is not the end. You did mention Iggy and Colin Firth. There are still plans on a direct third movie featuring the tie-up of their relationship
Thank God.
and that universe.
Thank God.
There's also so far talks of that potential TV show as well as a Statesman movie, if you remember from the second
Yes.
one, with Channing Tatum and Halle Berry. So that's all in the works. It kind of sounds like the Purge
Yes.
and other things where it's just, if you like Kingsman, good. We're getting a lot of it. We're getting a prequel, a sequel, and a TV show, and another spinoff.
And let's just keep milking it until it goes
So,
dry.
hey, if people are into it and buying it, that they're going to keep doing
Hey,
it.
speaking of milking things till it goes dry, guess who has just joined Ghostbusters 2020?
Paul Rudd.
You got it, buddy.
I just wanted to steal your thunder.
I know. Paul Rudd has actually joined the latest installment of Ghostbusters. They really haven't really talked about what he's going to be doing, but it's still done. You know,
He's
I
going to
can't
play
wait.
Slimer.
Hey, well, you know, if he does, he will be the most handsome Slimer, the most ageless Slimer that you've ever seen. So yes, Paul Rudd has joined.
Charlize Theron on the red carpet with her new boyfriend Slimer.
Yeah, so he has joined. Look at that. Look at somebody who's already going crazy on the internet and making things up. But yes, he did join.
But, I mean, that's cool, man. I mean, obviously, a tremendously funny actor, likable actor. So I've always wondered way before Ant-Man, like, when's this dude gonna really pop? Because it feels like he was still kind of like a co-star lead for so long,
Yeah.
with like little instances of becoming a movie star.
Yeah.
And we'll see here. I mean, this might be a co-star cameo, most likely, but we'll see here. Whenever he's a part of a cast, whether we mentioned before, like forgetting Sarah Marshall or whatnot, he's always a welcome addition.
Could he be? I'm just going to throw this out because
Bill Murray's son.
I would love that with Sigourney Weaver. Okay, both of those two, or the kid that Sigourney's kid all grown up. That would be another way to put him in, because she had a boy. Remember?
I do not.
Yeah, from Ghostbusters 2 that no one really liked.
How
But
old is he in Ghostbusters 2?
he's an infant still, a
Oh,
baby.
okay, because I'm
so-
saying, does that math equal out?
you know what? It's Hollywood.
Hollywood,
Everything
just
equals
bullshit.
It's not. He's 50 years old, so he can always play younger. He skews. So go ahead. Tell me what else is going on in Hollywood.
I want to see Avengers again because in an extra 8 minutes, I want to see it. Why not you, Dutch?
because there's 3 other hours that are attached to that 8 minutes. If I could get an 8
You
minute
said
reel,
you would.
I did, but after a
James
while-
promised me that we would see Avengers again,
Yeah,
and now
well.
he's saying he doesn't want to.
No, that's very true, and I'm going to go with that. So, but yeah, I'm not going to go. You can go.
I talked about August 2020 earlier. It's going to be a busy month because Coming to America 2 is coming, and they just added Jermaine Fowler from Superior Donuts and Crashing to their cast. He's a pretty funny young stand-up and actor, so I'm happy with that.
And by the way, also Always Sunny in Philadelphia
Yeah.
has been renewed for season 14.
Okay.
So they're very happy over
Oh.
there, and they're also they're filming in the exact location, the exact same as The Office was filmed, the same lot. So kind of interesting. So,
Okay.
Yeah. So there you go. They're
I'm excited for that. As I mentioned before, I was a fan of AP Bio, which got canceled. But it does mean Glenn Howerton's got time for It's Always Sunny now.
Yes. So, but that's the news
Talking
that
about,
I got some more, but
I do too.
I got tons.
Well, let's keep going. We talked about Netflix. Well, guess what? Netflix is talking about huge numbers from Adam Sandler's Murder Mystery,
Oh.
holding record views. At least over 30 million accounts decided to check in to Murder Mystery, and at least 29 million went, meh.
Yeah, I think we all both agree on that one. So, but bad news. Some sad news. Max Wright, who is the dad, Willie Tanner in Alf, has passed. I don't know if anybody ever watches Alf, but he played, exactly who I just said, Mr. Tanner, and died of cancer. you know. So I'm just going to bring us down so you can bring us back up. But I just wanted to throw that out there because Max Wright, as a child, Willie Tanner and Alf going, "Oh, Alf, you know, don't eat the cat," you know, all the time. Those
Yeah,
two,
no, I was waiting to see a picture of him because I do recall.
you know, and he's
That's
been in
something I've
other
seen in
things.
syndication, and
He's been in other shows like Norm, Murphy Brown, Friends, Quantum Leap, you know, Cheers. So he's been in a lot of other shows, but that was his big claim to fame from 86 to 90, you know, on Alf. So, you know, we'll miss him. We'll miss him.
yeah, big shout out to him. Thank you for the memories. You know, like I said, very, very, very charming man who was a father to many for many years
Absolutely.
in our living rooms. I started with horror news. I'm going to end with some horror news before I do the box office. Scream's back, everybody. They had filmed the third season for MTV. MTV was kind of lackluster on it for whatever reason.
Sorry.
I didn't say you had to scream.
Oh, wow. It just
But
made
Scream
me.
Resurrection will air on VH1 for 3 days starting. Well, I didn't write it down, but soon, July something. So it's basically a mini series here. It'll air basically 1 hour for 3 days. It's called Scream Resurrection. The original mask for the first time will be on TV. What is this? Oh, okay.
I don't even know what are we watching. I don't even know.
Oh yeah, this is the first time that the original mask. If you watch the MTV show for 2 seasons, they had a whole new mask because I guess they legally weren't allowed to show the
use
old
it?
mask. But it's the mask from the original 4 films, and the original actor as well, Roger Jackson, is back. This cast features. There's the original mask that is from the Scream Resurrection trailer. The cast features R.J. Seiler, who was in the new Power Rangers movies. Mary J. Blige, Kiki Palmer, your favorite actor, Tyga, and executive producers include Wes Craven, and you would never guess this, but executive produced by Queen Latifah. Wanted to produce Scream, I guess.
Well,
So,
now we know
I-
where she's been hanging.
I hate to say it, I didn't like this trailer. It felt very direct to DVD or direct to VH1.
Well, that's
So-
what it is. You know, VH1 is just. You know,
And I feel like it's kind of a sign that if MTV, like this was already shot, went, we got other things to air. So, you know, we'll see, man. I like the Scream franchise. I started the TV show. I didn't hate it from season 1. I think I actually own it on Vudu. I think it's like $5. So, and I like all 4 movies. They all vary in degrees of quality, but I don't think there's a horrible Scream movie to be had. They're all pretty fun slashers. So, I don't know. I mean, hopefully this maybe sparks maybe another movie with a better cast and writers. But the movie is really good. Who knows?
absolutely. You know, I wish it the best. I really do. But you know what we got coming up? You know, we have a good holiday show coming up for everybody. We're going to talk Netflix for our holiday show. But
Holiday show?
It's a holiday show because next week is going to be 4th of July.
Oh yeah.
And also that movie comes out, you know, the only movie that comes out that week is going to be Spider-Man. What is it, Far and Away, I think it's called, or something?
I don't know. I'm gonna skip
Far
it.
From Home.
Next week is 4th of July.
Yeah, next week is 4th of July.
You don't want to see that trash, do you, Dutch?
Woo-hoo! No, it's those indie films I can't stomach. All those indie films. So anyway, but that's, you know, so we'll be going over that. So we'll have that show next week.
I'll be out of town. I'm on a
No,
cruise.
we'll
in
have
the
that show
Bahamas.
next week. You'll be here for that show this next week. Don't think you won't. So anyway, I'm gonna let.
I will be here.
Yeah, he'll be here. But anyway, I think that's all we got. Is that all you got?
Box office.
Oh yes, box office. I just wanted to talk.
Let's
about
run to the
stuff.
box office real quick. June 21st to the 23rd. Number 5, Secret Life of Pets 2 in its 3rd week made another $10 million, bringing it to $117 million. Number 4, Men in Black 4 International in its 2nd week made another $10 million, bringing it to $52 million. Number 3, Aladdin, I Can Show You, the box office, and it's in its 5th week, making $13 million, bringing it to $288 million. Number 2, Child's Play debuted at $14 million, and number 1, Toy Story 4 debuted with $120 million.
Woohoo!
That's a lot of money. Although some said that they thought it underperformed because that 3rd one made a crap ton of money. But that's still not too bad of a debut. And even Child's Play has already made $4 million more than what the budget was. So that's actually relative success as well. And this is just the debut weekend.
Okay, so that's all we got for today. I'm Dutch McAllister alongside
Jordan Pierce Owens.
and alongside.
Dizzle
There we go.
and the Hizzle in the studio.
We
Join
hope
us next week. We're going to talk Netflix originals, 10 of them, 10 each. It's going to be a great deluxe episode.
you're gonna love it.
Deja vu.
No, that's gonna happen about episode 19. We're going 19 on that one. So
Dizzle just loves his deja,
He
baby.
does.
Deja vu. Heck yeah.
I would-
Buena
Party
Vista
on.
Social, whatever.
yeah. So anyway, have a great evening and enjoy. And as Jordan Pierce Owen says, we love you and peace out.
And don't forget, 17 magazines, not just for girls.
I know. I'm so happy.
Happy 4th of July.